Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Outrageous. That is right, friends. I am back with another live stream, and the light has not improved. That is a shame. That is a shame because I bought a new ring light, so it must be the camera. It's gotta be, surely. Maybe I need to change the light in my bedroom. I don't know. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. This is wrong. Oh, what a day. My friends, what a day. How are we? How are you? How am I? What's happening? Tell me, friends. Dev, how are you? Oops. I need to just find my channel. Find the chat. Hello, NXD. Hello, Dushan. Hello, Peter. Hello, Arij. Hello, Vic. MJ. MJ is wearing Desandre. I am wearing Invasion Barbar. Cool. I just smelled myself by YSL, and it's just a crap. It is crap. It is absolutely useless. It's so mediocre and poor. Like, it's so lame and middle of the road and just shit, really. Kanga is wearing Eau Sauvage. Enrique is wearing Eau Pour Monsieur EDP. I'm thinking either Fleur de Roquet or Y for Women. Lily is back. Peter, look, it's Lily. Oh, this will come as a great relief to Peter. Now Lily's not hiding from him anymore. Judo, welcome. How are you? How's everyone? Scale 101, how are you doing? I hope you are well. I hope everyone is well. Hope everyone's having a good time. Oh dear. Pardon me. Good day, Dev. I'm doing great. I'm glad Lily's feeling better. Ryan Y is wearing Dior Sport 2008. That's the only one from that line I don't own. I own the original Dior, the original Dior Intense, and the only one I need, and I own the original Dior Cologne. The only one I need is 2005 Dior Sport. 2005, 2007, 2008. It's one of them. Edits for you. Good evening, Rich. Thanks to you, at the age of 43, I bought a PlayStation 4. I think it's a vintage, together with Red Dead Redemption 2. Enjoying myself. Thanks, mate. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you did. You got a PlayStation 4 for a really good price now. My next, I think my next purchase is going to be an elliptical trainer. You know, those elliptical They're like a cross trainer, that sort of thing. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. So, yes, I think I'm going to buy one of them. I need to start doing some exercise. I really, really do. I'm very good at not doing exercise. Oh, excuse me. So I really need to lose a bit of weight. I need to do some exercise. And move from there. You know what? From further back, Thrakar is not half bad, says Dev. You made me want to start streaming some gaming too. I don't have any equipment though. You don't need any. You just need a channel. You just need a YouTube channel and a PlayStation. You don't need anything else. Unless you want to set up a webcam to... Sorry, dropping perfumes on the floor. Unless you want to set up a webcam to show your face. What do you think of the new trend in Fragcom? Starting a live stream, well, I've done that. Inviting 4 of your friends, don't have them, and talking about absolutely nothing. Some would say that's not a new trend. Some would say that's been going on for a while. It does seem to be what people are doing. They're just like, I think what people do is they'll come into Fragcom, they'll make some friends, they'll make some acquaintances, and then they'll talk about everything but fragrances, which is one of the reasons why I decided to start a gaming channel instead of doing this on Rich Mitch on this channel, because I really just want to talk about perfumes on here. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about Netflix. I don't want to talk about I don't want to talk about other things. Other things may come out in fucking passing on things on this, but really what I want to do is talk about perfume. And I certainly don't want to talk about nothing. You know? So, I feel you. Galen says, not going to lie, I got hot and bothered when I heard Rip say nuts dipped in whipped cream to describe fat electrician. I denied that categorically. Nuts dipped in like sugar glass, like glaze. That's what it's in. That's what marron glace is. They're like nuts dipped in that fucking glaze stuff. You know, like Krispy Kreme, they're glaze. They've got like a famous glaze. That's kind of what marron glace is. Except the nuts, not donuts. I wonder how donuts got their fucking name. They're nothing like nuts. Thank God I don't watch any of those, says Pradeep. Marron glace, says Galen. Yeah, Richard, keep it to perfumes and profanity. Oh yes, that is something I will be doing. Swearing considerably. Germs, welcome. Marron glace looks even more like jizz, says Dev. Yes. Yeah, Richard, that's me. RXL more like they go on each other's channels and talk about the exact same things on their friend's channel. It seems to be like the same people seem to just like, this has been going on for a while though. The only thing I necessarily disagree with RXL on is the fact that it's a new trend. It seems to have been a thing for a while. People like talking about the same things in different places. I talk about the same thing in the same place, damn it. I talk about perfume here. And I talk about perfume with Eugene as well. If Galen ever did a stream, God forbid, I would talk about perfume over there as well. You know? We talk about your stupid hair as well, though, you know. Ooh, Germs is wearing Florentine Iris. Really nice. That's a floral iris, which sounds like a strange thing to say. But You know how some irises like this one are more sort of like concretey and musky? Hey, Kitchy K. Like, and it's got that kind of concrete thing going on. And like a buttery kind of thing, whereas some iris has like a floral aspect. The Santa Maria Novella, I can imagine that would smell incredible on a woman. And the Florentine iris has kind of got a bit of both, you know? There's a bit of both going on there. It's grounded in this kind of buttery, concretey kind of thing, but it's got this kind of ethereal, there's Galen again, it's got this kind of ethereal thing going on as well. So I genuinely do not know how that side is so badly lit. Fuck knows. It's just an absolute nightmare. I saw a live stream where people talked about OnlyFans for 40 minutes. They didn't know what it was or how it operated or who was on it, but God, did they talk about it for 40 minutes. I think I understand OnlyFans. It's like Patreon a bit, isn't it? Where you've got to pay for the content, but you can ask young ladies to send you pictures of their arseholes for like a $5. You know, safer than walking the streets, I suppose. Safer than walking the streets, safer than pornography, safer than prostitution, that kind of thing. If you want to sell your body for money, knock yourself out. I mean, I've got plenty of body. Nobody would pay for it. My ex is on OnlyFans. She earns about $5,000 a month. Fair play, really. Fair enough. So all she's doing is showing her flaps. You know what I mean? Or if she's getting booked or anything like that. Whatever. Evening, rich and fragrance brand. Scent of the day is Mischio Epice. That means spice. Mont Blanc is delicious, says Pradeep. Is what? Hello, Pulpa Famo. Richie would never believe this, but I also like to talk about perfume on stream, says Dev. It's becoming a rare thing. People just seem to like use because you can almost guarantee if you talk about fragrances for a little while, it's a good way to get yourself like 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 5,000, 10,000 subscribers, you know, and then you've got your foot in the door. And then you can just talk about what you want. If you did if you started a channel as as a general discussion channel, it's not going to go very far because nobody's going to watch it, you know. But if you start as a specialist subject and then you drift into these other things that you want to talk about, that's a way of generating interaction, isn't it? Got an email from Santa Maria Novella today. They're releasing a new line. Fragcom needs more mentally ill gatekeepers starting YouTube channels. I think the mind reels. Rich, what would you say is your most mainstream fragrance that you really enjoy? Also, what's the sweetest fragrance that you enjoy? Ooh. Maybe Paco Rabanne XS. Could be the most mainstream one that I've got. Maybe Fahrenheit. Although, if you looked at it today, Fahrenheit, or even though it's a really famous fragrance and stuff. Is it mainstream? Tour de Hermes. Oh. Boulevard Saint-Germain, 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain. Sweetest. Oh, sweetest, a difficult one. Maybe Le Male L'Essence de Parfum. OnlyFans was originally for exclusive content from celebrities before it turned into what it is now. Yeah, I remember there was about a year ago that there was this thing where they were gonna ban sexually explicit content on OnlyFans, and it took them like a week for them to backtrack on it after they realized like 90% of the business. You know what I mean? Like loads of the advertisers put pressure on them, and they were like, "Oh, okay, then we'll get rid of the nakedness." You know, some evangelical advertisers. Screw those advertisers, frankly. Get different advertisers. You know, get Manscaped. Manscaped would fucking love to fucking advertise on that shit. Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. I don't need OnlyFans because I got central AC installed last summer. We'll move swiftly on from that. DJ, you're saying words, but I can't make sense out of them, says Dev. OnlyFans is essentially a monetized Instagram page, says RXL. Yeah. Yeah. You'd probably get more. You'd probably make more money. I don't know what the ad distribution, like the ad money redistribution on Instagram is, if there is any. I don't have Instagram. I don't intend to get Instagram. But you know, I'm in favor of stuff like OnlyFans because, like I said, I think it's a lot safer than a lot of the other shit that goes on out there. You know, a lot more private as well, which is a strange thing to say when you're selling pictures of your privates. Sadly, a pieces is not all that to me, says Joe. All you need to do is talk about your group of choices, fave, cents, and bang, subscribers, says DJ. Prodded the wheel of ducks on the rotation. The bottom duck's head is cut off, and it's setting off my need for it to be more centered. Lol. Sorry, says Floral Notes. I had to trim that picture to get it on. It's a perfectly normal picture, but I had to trim it for it to become a thumbnail, and that's why its head is cut off. It didn't fit the thumbnail perfectly, which was upsetting. Those new Santa Maria Novella are pricey. I think their outward smell of sycamore, maybe. It's serious and smells of forest, says Carl Anderson. Maybe a bit too clean there. No more, says Bella. Tour de Hermes is super mainstream, yes. More mentally ill gatekeepers, you say? I'll get JJ on it if he's not taking a mental illness break. Yes, I think he's got the mental health at the minute, apparently, hasn't he? Bless him. No, it's not. I'm glad that fucker's gone from my orbit. Jesus. Talking about having to walk around on eggshells. You know what I mean? Thinks he's getting abused, doesn't realise, exhibits the fucking behaviour of an abuser massively. They sell Fahrenheit at Walgreens drugstores in the US. Yes, it's mainstream, says Galen. It's not Leighton is mainstream these days, that along with Joe Savage, 1 million, etc. Nowadays, girls are doing anything to get new subscribers. No serious, says Vic. The theorist, I would argue, is that it's more easily accessible than being mainstream. Zoroporom is available everywhere nowadays, but it's not mainstream. Welcome, perfume snobs. The world's oldest profession, exactly. If Rich was a perfumer, he could create an unfinished product and get away with it, you know what I mean? Says Dushan. Who is this Militia Nacional popping up on shorts? Very punchable. Oh dear. Is a punchable woman? I'm not sure I know who she is, to be fair. Is it a she? Yeah, boys too, but not dudes, says Bella Sense. Got 3 minis via Sonny Mitra of Serge Luton Palais Royal, Claire de Musk. Ooh, Serge minis. I saw he uploaded a Lacoste 1985 mini the other day, and I'm thinking of getting in touch with him actually. Claire de Musk, I've got a bottle of that. Douce Amare, no, and I've got a bottle of Amboise Vanille as well. Scent of the day, Chanel Boy, says Lane. How is Lane? Holy shoot, Lily is here, says Kev. Send me the thumbnail, I'll fix it, says Lily. Pradeep, it's more a girl who owns a lot of scents and talks about them on a jewelry fragrance level channel rather than a more knowledgeable, at least a more passionate content creator, says Dev. Oh, here's Pradeep. Pradeep, have you amended this? I think he has. Or is this for me to send to Lily? I was loving it when he sent us it though. I was a massive fan. Draft, it says. Okay. I'll see if that'll fit better. Will you play The Witcher in future, Duck? Yes, but I need to get through my Red Dead Redemption playthrough, which will probably take a couple of months at least. It's been battering me. It has absolutely battered me playing this Red Dead Redemption. I had a 5.5 hour stream on Thursday or Friday and I was ruined. Ruined. Only wish I had a backup, says Jonathan. What of? Ah, a tripler. He's wearing Metropolis. It's fabulous, isn't it? Chanel was also used to be on sale in the drugstores in the 1970s. Mr. Lagerfeld put an end to that, didn't he? Why using his Tinder picture on YouTube? Nice. Says Money Burner. Militia Nacional is a vulgar, disgusting woman who, if she wasn't under the protection of the Alphabet Mafia, would have been cancelled already. What's the Alphabet Mafia? Dev using his Grindr photo for YouTube. Says Kevin. Kevin's a catfish. Pretending that he's Tupac. A young Tupac. I do enjoy dick every now and then, says Dev. I'm just waiting for Lily to use her thirst trap pick. Thirst trap pick is life. Fragrance profile, welcome. Sea Monkey, how are you? We love exploiting morally questionable men for money, Kevin, says Dev. Dev, I love you so much you have no idea, says Kev. Dushana had some Sofapi and La Pina. Also had some Buruk. Well, I'm not here, so yeah, this sentence makes sense. The new Eldo is as expected, not great, says DJ. Really, it is, Kevin. I don't like that food. I like Italian cuisine. Militia Nacional, the greatest hits include such artistic masterpieces like Fragrances to Blow Her Back Out and fragrances to fold her in half. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's outrageous. Doug, do we have a myrrh in the post? Pray tell. It's coming. Right. There's a story about that. Pradeep reached out on Friday, was it? Yes, Friday, and said, look, what I found with a bottle of myrrh ardent on Vinted in France for 130 quid. And I was like, buy it. I'll send you the money now. Just buy it. Here's the money. Sent him the money. He bought it. Fabulous. He was like, where's that bottle from Switzerland? I was like, ooh, I'll get in touch with the woman from Switzerland who sold me the bottle for 220, right? Because it's rare as hen's teeth, remember? Right? And I was like, I'll get in touch with her, tell her, just cancel it, send us the money back, right? Clicked onto Parfumo to say that she had messaged me 1 hour. Wasn't even an hour, it was 56 minutes. It was 56 minutes she has messaged me before that saying, hi, I've just sent your parcel out, here's the tracking number. I was like, mint. So now I've got 2 of them. But that's okay. That is okay. I'm okay with that. I really like it. It's really good, and it's a very rare fragrance. So now I've got 2 Myrrh Ardent. And I think there's a 70ml. Yes, I've bought a 70ml of Ambra Fetiche as well. So I'm on a bit of a Goutal spree at the minute. I need to stop that. Apparently she said someone complimented her when she was vomiting as per Eau de Jerk, says Pradeep. You what? You smell nice. I noticed nobody complimented me when I was vomiting. You bastards. Even gay people hate Melissa Nancy now, says Steph. I've been called a catfish. My Tinder pic was me with a beard and I showed up clean shaven. Huh? Kevin, they were only wanted you for your beard. Rich, the Alphabet Mafia, if you don't know, is the Alphabet Mafia. I'll be getting called that soon if I don't start fucking being able to pronounce this word. Rich, the Alphabet Mafia, if you don't know, is a derogatory term for LGBT people. I see. Do we have a mirror in the past? Sorry. Oh my god, Alphabet Mafia is insane. Gay people have occupied the Illuminati. Who tried to have Gucci Moasha to ready? Sorry, Vic? Did the Alphabet Mafia live on Sesame Street? I used to fucking love the beginning of Sesame Street with like the letters and the numbers. I used to watch for the letters and the numbers, and then I'd be like, Mom! And like tell me mother, even though she was like sat right there, and she'd be like, oh wow, that's great. I fucking hate kids. I'd have slapped me as a boy. Apparently she said someone complimented her when she was vomiting as per Eau de Jerks. That's unusual. The fact that Jonathan doesn't use an H in his name makes me feel like he thinks he's better than me, says Kevin. I'd argue that he could be. Proddy, I love the way your hair gets stained, says Dev. Oh no. Speaking of the 4 dullards, I'm thinking ducks. No, that's mallards. Speaking of the 4 dullards talking about OnlyFans but had no idea who it was, what it was. Hi, Money Burner, says RXL. Rick spent the morning digging lint out of his belly button, says Kevin. Don't take the piss, I do that. Do you remember you have the ball bottle of Ambra Fetiche? I do, and that's one of the reasons I wanted the sprayer. Though I'm scared I'm going to break that fucking bottle. The one with the butterfly on the top. See you later, Vic. I do that, Kevin. That feels so nice. What's the rarest fragrance you own, Rich? Mine's Aventus 2010 or Le Mans 95. Good Lord, Ryan. Aventus 2010. People have been trying to sell them for like 40 grand. Have you ever seen that? Bonkers. I think Rich is grateful when I'm done. What do you mean? You could buy half a house with that, mate. Well, you could probably buy about a third of a house now. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. So what is the kind of person that asks for red tobacco intense? A psychopath. Total nutters. Good evening, says Nick. How you doing? Money burner, it's Sunday. Shouldn't you be resting? School opens up bright and early tomorrow. Don't you have to pick up girls with Miami cuddles? Mimi cuddles? That horrible git. I haven't thought about him for weeks. God. It's all just come hurtling back. Duck, you've cornered the Myrrh market. Big fan of Myrrh. Yes. Big fan of Myrrh recently. Looking forward to wearing M7. I just said I do that too when Kevin said you spend your morning painting belly button. Oh, I see what you're saying, Dave. Sorry, I'm miles away. Rich, if you had to choose a Legend Medabla fragrance based on the citruses, would you go with the Escal series? Yes. Or Shibra Azural? I'd go with the Escal series. Scent of the day, H24 EDP. Apparently it's better than the EDT. Duck, you've cornered the Myrrh market. I bought some Myrrh not too long ago. Nice. Right, I'm going to dehydrate. Like the stream if you want to. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Lily, keep everybody in. Don't let them out. I'm back. Let's see what's happening, shall we? See if Lily's done her job. Lily has not done her job. 3 people got out. Lily? You're sacked. Oh. Yeah, I've seen them. We've only got about 25 ml left. Also, I own a 23 bottle. It's different, but not that different to pay the extra. That's the thing you've got to work out. You've got to work out whether you think it's worth the extra to you, you know. And for me, I usually find that the extra is worth it, but that's me, you know. Not to the fucking point of £40,000, you know. Not to the point where I'm paying £40,000 for a fragrance. I don't think I'd ever pay 40 grand for a fragrance unless it had like the ground up bones of fucking Joseph Stalin as one of the ingredients. Do you know what I mean? It would have to be some pretty fucking outrageous perfume, you know. Your mama, says Lily. Your mama. I love Mare and Tonka by Joe Malone, says Nick. It's pleasant in that pleasant kind of way, isn't it? You know. Lily is watching. Mare and Beach Hut Man is gorgeous too, says Nick Walker. RXL says, you have to give Kevin credit. He appears on 4 different live streams where nobody in the streams can stand him. It's pretty impressive. Man like Dev, says Nick Walker. What's up? Scent of the day? My scent of the day is Invasion Barbar. I'm extremely disappointed with this fucking new ring light. Paid 30 quid for a new ring light. Thank you to the coffee people. I don't know what you would call people who bought you coffee, but to the people who bought me coffee, thank you. I got a new ring light because I was convinced it was the ring light that was fucked. Turns out it's not. Whatever it is that's fucked, it ain't the ring light. I think it might be the camera on this phone. So that's pretty fucking upsetting, I can tell you. Nick, have you tried Joe Malone's Saffron? Unsung Hero. Plan to give Jar a try next time in France if they're back anyway. Jar? What do you mean, Jar? What do you mean, DJ? What's Jar? Dev made a funny face behind your back as you left, though I caught him, says Lily. Dev! It's always the ones you least expect. Not a weirdo who gets mad when someone doesn't like or say something bad about what I like in a subjective hobby, says DJ. I've never understood that. Never understood why people get angry when other people say their favourite songs are shit. I'd just be like, well, that's just like your opinion, man. Like the Big Lebowski said. Tripless, his duck will reveal his Joe Malone loves one day. Shocking. The punter's silly. The punters will be shocked silly. Dev's admitted it. Dev's admitted making a funny face. He stuck his tongue out. The rascal. Sean Dyche is getting the sack soon. I don't think sacking any more managers is what's going to fix Everton. They're just shit. You should pick up a Legalian sampler. Well, there's a possibility that I'm going to try and go and visit Dura Rose for the day in deepest Dublin. Deepest, darkest Dublin. And I believe in his little shop they sell what are called Legalian samples, or they have Legalian samples, so I'll take some. YSL just released the single note of Orange Blossom and called it YSL myself. The entertainment comes with the people calling it a compliment puller. It's one of the worst fragrances I've smelled. It's probably the worst fragrance I've smelled since Uncut Gem, and it's one of the worst fragrances I've smelled. It's absolute dog shit. I did a video last week where there was Cafe Rose, there was Smoking Hot by Killian, it was Cafe Rose by Tom Ford, Smoking Hot by Killian, and Myself by YSL. And Myself by YSL was fucking grunt. It's absolutely shite. It's so bad. It smells like laundry. It smells like laundry musks. It's crap. Golden Galleon, Rich called them coffee buyers. Rolls off the tongue. Coffee stairs. Baristas. Yeah, I could call them baristas. Centre de Harmonie Privé Santal Danchard from a sample. What's that like? I haven't smelled that one. I know I like some, but a few normal scents, but they require something, says DJ. Rich, do you like sushi? No, I can't stand fish. So I smelt the owner while people were swearing was different. I felt very strongly people having the colour influence them, says DJ. I don't know that it smells different. I just think it smells thinner. But at the same time, that could just be because of like age. You know, like the aging process. Rich, spray some arso on your ring. It should start working nicely. What an outrageous thing to say. Hello, Rich. Hello, Pat Lester. Pat Lester is wearing a skull in Haiti. Please recommend someone who does proper full standalone reviews to have a blessed day. That's what it's come to. There is a new guy. There is a new guy who does standalone reviews and he's really sound. Where is it? There he is. He's called Scent Zatura. I will drop the link to his channel in the chat. And if you want to subscribe, please do. I recommend him. He's a good lad. He was the first person to do Heaven Can Wait on YouTube. So if you give us one moment, please, I will put his... There we are. There's his channel. He's a good lad. Deepest, dankest Dublin. I imagine there's some dank weed in Dublin, like. The flanker for YSL myself should be... Yes, I shan't be repeating that, otherwise we'll get the channel taken down, but yes. Myself is awful. I would rather wear CK1, says Pont de Bone. Welcome, Pont de Bone. Love visiting Dublin, says Micah. Lady Adulta today tried pushing myself on me, considered slapping her, says Jonathan. One of the worst fragrances I've smelt is Ganymede. I really don't like Ganymede, but I appreciate it for the fact that it doesn't smell like everything else on the market. You know? Like, I appreciate the fact that it's not... It's doing something different, a bit new. But I really don't like it. Like, I've come to like it less and less. Jonathan tried the Lamal for the first time ever today. What did you think? What did Jura think of Habit Rouge Privé? I can't remember. Shit's so comical it's got a Netflix special, says DJ. I can't take YSL seriously, and people who praise the houses privé on mainline. Oh, how the mighty has fallen. YSL went from Dior, Chanel, Hermes, League to Versace, Jean Paul Gaultier, and D&J Club, says Brody. Yes, I mean, even Mugler fucking packed up and fucked off, didn't they? Cheap and cheerful, cheap and not cheerful will be something like arpege, says Dev. I would turn my bottle of YSL myself for Calvin Klein's Defy Parfum. YSL, how the mighty have fallen, says RXL. Yeah, it's painful. The perfume house, I was gonna do a video on YSL doing all the different perfumes I've got by them. I've got loads. I love YSL. Well, I loved YSL as a house. One of the best designer houses ever until about 2005, 2009. I don't like Lanaway Delorme, but it's probably the last good perfume. The last perfume of note. L'Homme. You could even say that L'Homme is their last decent perfume, which would take it back even further. That's the best part of 20 years since they released a decent perfume. You know? L'Homme's nice. L'Homme smells really nice. Just the performance is fucking atrocious. But it smells really good. It's like a floral men's fragrance. It's really nice. It's just... Micah says, yeah, it's a good review and no nonsense. Stephen D, welcome. Good evening. Today was my old school gentleman's Daz. Sprayed Paco Rabanne pour homme, Azzaro pour homme, Giorgio for men, and Safari for men. Goodness me, all of them. Punk the Bones is subbed. I like to have a little nonsense in my videos as a treat, says Dev. Jar Perfume is a brand by some famous jeweler, says Dev. Let's see. Welcome, Christoph. Ganymede to me is like boss number one in that I can't stand it, but good on it for not being the same thing over and over again. Yes. Did you like YSL Tuxedo? Not hugely. Finally got my hands on Bellamy Vetiver. Definitely a forgotten gem. It's been discontinued now as well, hasn't it? Jura said it was fine, says Enrique, but he prefers the EDT. Have you tried Victor and Rolf Lavender Illusion? It's pretty good. I haven't. Exiler reminds me of Americo Caveri, Home on Steroids. Hermes at the number one for me. At the minute for me. Unseated Dior after that diarrhea. Hermes are a little bit... I don't know. I mean, Violette Valenca is a really good perfume, I think. I tried Gallop. It's a little horsey. It's a little bit horsey. Not my favourite. Not my favourite at all. How's that work? See how that's much brighter when I point the camera at it, and then when I do that, it's less bright. Shite. Yeah, buddy. Welcome, Eugene. How you doing? I've got the 2009 formulation of Lanawee de L'Homme. It's fantastic, says Ray. L'Homme and Lanawee were clutch in my 20s. Biggest downfall of any designer house. Hard to argue. I think Mugler's up there, though. Mugler's up there for houses with a massive decline. Designer houses, massive decline. Well, Bellamy Vetiver the other evening wasn't very thrilled, to be honest, says Tripler. Christoph says, can you recommend any Discovery sets? Yes. The Zoologist one's quite good, but it's expensive. The Eldo one's quite good. I only ended up buying Fat Electrician, though. And even then, that was after the fact, because you can get the Eldos really cheap on discounters. I really enjoyed wearing Fat Electrician, actually. It's got this little bit of warmth. It's a little bit warm, but it's a little bit fresh. It pulls that off, you know? A little bit creamy, a little bit warm, a little bit fresh. Oh. Eldo's a really good sample set to try. I've got loads of sample sets. Not the Anna Zuarika ones, they're shit. I still need to pass them off to someone else. I can't remember who. I'll try and see if I can fob them off onto Peter. I think Peter would actually quite like them, actually. He's into that sort of thing. Is Blue Electric worth a try? Not for me. Can you recommend? YSL is just a shadow of what it used to be, says Stephen. Correct. Thinking of trying Parfum and Roma. What's your favourite? Doug Patchouli and Arso. I'll tell you who you want to talk to about that. Zhao from Scented Moments. He is a big, big fan of Parfum and Roma. I really like their patchouli. But I like Arso as well. How about Irish Privé is a whole lot of nothing special. I don't like it, to be honest. I'm not a fan of Privé. You've been chilling out here, Buzz. It's okay. Hey, Jane. Saying hello. Looking forward to the Fragrance Apprentice's video on the Amen line, says Ryan. I mean, if he wants to get in touch, and if I've got any samples of ones that he hasn't smelled, no problem. Or if he wants to borrow a bottle, but I would want it back as soon as he was finished. But I don't know if I knew he was doing an Amen video. Did I know that? Possibly. George's videos are like an event now, aren't they? You know? I think he's one of the only reviewers who can get away with long periods of inactivity and then come back and have a lot of people watch his video. Kind of like the exception that proves the rule. Never liked any Mugler than plastic bottles too. I like Mugler. I liked Mugler. I liked them a lot more than I like them now. Ryan Wise in here, he's taken a couple off me. The pure malt, and what was the other one that I can't remember? I've got it in there. My favourite one's the original one. Rich, how do you like Kalesh? Not a massive fan of Kalesh. I do need a bottle of secretions down the line, says DJ. Yikes. Waiting to see who will release niche elixir. Oy. Zhao got engaged. Oh, I'm happy for him. Oh, that's lovely. You know, I kind of see Equipage and Kalash as two cheeks of the same arse, says Dev. Are you a fan of Spiritus Double Vanille, Rich? No, I'm not. I'm not a fan of Spiritus Double Vanille. I think it's one of the only ones of those that I've smelled. It's just, I'm not a massive vanilla fan, to be honest. Just not my... I know lots of people who are. I know Bob would go mad about that because I think he really loves that one. Or is that, I think it's Robes. Robes really loves that one as well. I'm not a massive fan. Didn't you say Arso was like a worse feeling Argyle? It is a worse feeling Argyle, but that's still a pretty great fragrance. Do you know what I'm saying? That still means it's still a great fragrance. Doesn't mean that it's a shit fragrance just because it's not as good as feeling Argyle. Most fragrances aren't as good as feeling Argyle. Yeah, Ryan, I've totally forgot which fragrances I said I would sell you. One of them was pure malt. It's so potent. What's the other one? There was another Mugler. Fuck knows. I've still got it, whatever it is. I haven't sold it. Oh. I see you're almost at the 2,000 subscriber mark. Will you be celebrating with a live stream of your whole collection? No, but I will be a week on Friday, the 1st of September. I will be doing the biannual fragrance rotation. I'll be doing the biannual fragrance rotation, friends, which means I will be retiring all these fragrances you see before you, the spring and summer collection, and I will be bringing out the autumn and winter collection, which is considerably fucking bigger than this one. So that's going to be a big stream, big couple of streams. Tonka, pure Tonka, that's right. Sealed one. Rent a bottle with the duck, $5 per day, $60 for a 30-day rental. I've been in Belarus Bureau for 2 days now. Enrique. But Rjukan Bon is also fabulous, says Eugene. I know of sweet fragrance more up my alley than Bacchus, says Dev. But Adonis Awakens maybe even better to me anyway. In my opinion, no one is doing videos with as much thoughtfulness in his videos. He always believes in what he's doing and people appreciate something not the same as what everyone else is doing. Yes. Hang on a minute. Lily, I hope that's not a jab, Lily. Lily. Treachery with a smile on its face. Spiritus Double Vanille is very peppery on me for hours. Hours! More spicy than vanilla. You can't get spicy vanilla though, can't you? Is vanilla a spice? I don't know. I thought I would love Arso because the conifers, but it went sweet. Desandra is much better conifers, says Duncan. I'm getting the Muglers in for the cooler months, says Ryan, and they are coming. Just to be contrarian, probably, but I'd say Neroli Outer Noir. That's a nice fragrance. Eugene sent me a sample of that. It's really nice, actually. I got complimented wearing Desandra, says Lily. First time on any fragrance ever, they said, great job. Not a real problem. It's Bois d'Harmonie because my mum wore it once. Also sounds too close to arsehole, says Boz. I already did Oud Yuzu. Sultan Pasha does Oud's better. Actually, Sultan Pasha does Guerlain better than Guerlain currently. There's a few brands that do Guerlain better than Guerlain currently. God, I really want a Pasha bottle, says Dev. Save up your money, mate. Save up your money. You may have one day. There's some nuts on the floor. By nuts, I mean literal nuts. These nuts. Oops, a daisy. My husband complimented me on Bellamy yesterday. Said it doesn't usually notice what I wear. So compliment indeed. Nice. Afternoon, Mike V. How you doing? Tiger Lily. I actually like jazz better. Hello, Mike. I have to beg Eugene for a bottle sooner or later. Don't beg. Bye. Bye, Dev. You have to buy bottles, and you can say whatever you want about it. Oh, so there's just under 2 weeks left of the summer rotation, and I don't know what I'm going to wear, to be honest. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to wear. I spend my time, because it hasn't been a hot summer, so I never got to wear stuff like Cologne Royale or Geranium Pour Monsieur, or even stuff like Loewe Pour Homme, you know. Trophy by Lancôme, the Creeds I was hoping to wear a bit more of. Good Life by Davidoff, Herba Fresca. The Colognes by Les Inimitables. Tobacco Oud all day. I'll be wearing Tobacco Oud that day, you can guarantee it. Wear Fahrenheit Cologne. I'm not a massive fan of Fahrenheit Cologne, actually. Not a massive fan. I've got a bottle, but I wish I didn't. Hot for the UK is like 22. Yeah, we can't handle much heat. Hello, Margie Nawaji. Listening in as she attempts to put together a chair for her standing desk. Surely it's not a standing desk if it's got a chair. It seems that my wallet's perpetually empty, but my to-buy list keeps expanding. Do which Pasha you want. EDT. I'm actually considering sampling Santa Maria Novea's fragrances. Are there any you would recommend sampling first, Rich? Peau d'Espagne. I think they do a patchouli. L'Iris is their first eau de parfum. I was pretty upset with the sample set that I got because it didn't contain many of the fragrances that I wanted to fucking smell. Hello, Ty. Scent of the day is Aromatics Elixir. It's some of my sample of Nerolia Vetiver. Nerolia Vetiver Forte is quite interesting. It's got like a hash kind of thing going on. I wonder if we will get flankers of Fahrenheit, Eau Sauvage, Pour Monsieur, or Egoiste. That's a silly thing. Didn't realise I would still need a chair for my standing desk. It's a drafting chair, so it's higher. I see. Is it drafting because it's so high and you get a draft under it? My Zaharoff Rose should arrive tomorrow. Most likely, says Boz. I have to confess, I enjoy smelling Sauvage EDT. Would not wear it, but it's a pleasant smell. I don't think it's a pleasant smell. I don't get pleasantness from it, to be honest. I have the normal one. The Forte sounds like it'll mix well with aromatics, as I find that that's quite hay-like also. I get hay from, I get like a hay dry grass thing from Invasion Barbar, to be honest. Ask Eugene to open shipping over there if it's not available, says Dev. Melagrano is on my list, says Supply and Demand. Waiting for Mitch to come to London so I can show him around, says DJ. Oh dear. Dura Rose got the train from Newcastle to London and it took 2.5 hours. That's quicker than from Newcastle to Manchester by car. I was shook. I was shook. I was like, that is mighty impressive. Mightily impressive. Oh, excuse me. A visa for London from France. Pain, says Brody. Is it a pain? Do you need a pain? Do you need a visa to visit fucking London from France? The fuck's the point of the fucking Channel Tunnel then? Everything I tried from Zaharoff has been perfect so far, says Buzz. Product, you don't need a visa, says DJ. I have nightmares I receive a gift on my birthday and it's Sauvage. Ick, says Supply and Demand. Well, London, I'm still Indian technically, says Pradeep. I see. Strange that you need a visa considering you're Indian and you need one to fucking get into Britain considering the shared history. I'm saying shared history is probably the nicest way of putting it. You know what I mean? Which one is the favourite, boss? Says Ashley Bissett. Zaharoff is American excellence, says Supply and demand. That's an interesting way of putting it. 2 hours, my son, from Norwich to Newcastle. 4.5 hours. Norwich is not an easy place to get to. Norwich is like, I know people who go to football, and they say the hardest place to get to is Norwich and Ipswich. Norwich and Ipswich is the hardest place to get to, harder than Southampton. Not the longest, but just the hardest. There's something, I don't know what it is, but they were like, yeah, it's a right pain going to Norwich away. The dread when fucking Norwich are fucking promoted to the Premier League, because you've got to fucking get there. It's an absolute joke. And like, you can imagine Southampton to Newcastle and Newcastle to Southampton is it's a long way to go. It's a long way to go, that. You know, you're talking a fucking 650-mile round trip, which is a long way in England. It's about as far as you can go before you start heading back. You know what I mean? It's a fucking joke, like. Worcestershire. I really like tobacco. It's great for autumn, says Ashley Biss. I've got a bottle of that. Zara offers more like American excess. Whatever you make of that is up to you, says Dev. That's just a word salad. I still find the tobacco drama very funny, says DJ. What was that again? Jesus, more difficult than French city names, says Proudly. Why would people get angry about a tobacco scent not having tobacco in? The majority don't, says DJ. Tobacco is usually an accord, isn't it? Mitch, do you think Ambra Nogile 100ml is even worth it? I doubt a gourmand could be worn that often for 100ml to be used up properly. Well, it's funny you say that, because I've got it. I've got 100ml of Ambra Nogile. I'm not sure I would call it a gourmand. It has gourmand aspects, but I'm not sure I would call it a full gourmand. You know? Rich, it's more like, I think that Zaharoff gives me used car salesman vibes, which brings to mind American access, but some people think that's a cool thing, says Dev. Fahrenheit cologne is just a lighter version of Fahrenheit dry downs, almost identical, says Stephs. Supply and demand says if Zaharoff was some foo-foo or foo-foo. Sorry, that's tickled us. If Zaharoff was some foo-foo old French legacy house, people would be praising it worldwide, says Supply and Demand. Fahrenheit cologne is just a lighter version of Fahrenheit dry downs. They're almost identical. Rich, it's more like that. I think that Zaharoff... Oh, sorry, I've read that. Is Tower putting real tobacco juice, lol? Never researched. I have no idea. Tobacco Absolute Product, I can't remember. I have to revisit. Yeah, there was some hoo-ha about that, wasn't there? Not really something I wanted to get involved with. Haven't really spoke to George. I used to speak to George quite a bit. I haven't spoke to George since he accused us of being one of the other jacks, which I am not. Never have been, never will be. Just, there we are, really. If I have something to say to someone, I will say it to them, as I'm sure you're all aware. Oh. Excuse me whilst I take my medicine. I think DHI is the most universally loved fragrance ever, says Spaced Out. Sundowner has tobacco absolute, hence why it's not as mass appealing, says Vasco. Vinny Havan. I don't know whether Vinny Havan has tobacco absolute in it, but I was looking at it today and thinking about it. I am fucking very much looking forward to wearing that. I think I'm going to go with Ambers this autumn. We wait to see how it's going to play out because it's very easy to sit here and say that now, and I've done that before. In fact, I do it quite often. I don't share this on the channel, but every season before I go into the next season. So say in February, what I'll do is I'll hello Bilbo. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'll be gaming tomorrow. Don't worry, Bilbo. But every season before I go into the next season, so in February, I will go on to Fragrantica, and you know where it says favourite fragrances and then signature fragrance? What I'll do is I'll put 6 fragrances, because you can put 5 in the favourites and you can put 1 in the signature. And for spring and summer, I always put Green Irish Tweed for signature, and for autumn and winter, I always put Tobacco Oud. But the other 5 are fragrances that I predict that I will wear quite a lot, and I have almost never, ever predicted correctly. I am committed to wearing what I feel like wearing on the day, and things that I get into and stuff like that, and just like things that I want, like Cologne Aficionale. Like, I just started wearing that and just loving it, But I rarely predict right about what I'm going to wear for a season, like a season ahead, It's crazy. Though if you've smelt actually Tobacco Absolute, you'll notice it. I just don't want to spend money on Zaharoff samples, says Deb. Amber Gilly has to be a gourmand in my mind, says Point to Bone. I think there are loads of fragrances with something in its name that doesn't have the material and the composition, says Floral Notes. Yes, floral, yet people never listen. Note lists are fancy for the most part. Hello, Juan. How are you? My commentary was more on the brand identity rather than the fragrance bars. No offense, says Dev. When it comes to releases like Triple X, I agree they're not a fan, says Buzz. I'm enjoying wearing Bulgari Guyane at the minute, says Ryan Y. Fantastic fragrance, definitely one of the best from recent years. Fosco says, yes, notes are impressions. Wine can have notes of plums, for example, and clearly it's not made of them. Can you not get plum wine? I know that's a separate point to what you're making, but, I'm sure you can get wine made of plums. Spaced Out says, Prada Luna Rossa Ocean EDP is the most vile junk ever. It's a fucking big name, that. Ministry have sent us so many brands I've never heard of. Like, what the fuck is this, says Supply and Demand. Guyane is underrated, says Punk the Bone. Fosco perfume notes are merely down to the individual's own perception. You give 100 people a scent with no guidance, you'll get 100 different things being smelled. Damson wine is quite nice. I've become a big fan of plum, actually. I sent my sample of Heaven Can Wait to Fliss. She wasn't overly impressed with it. I've got to admit, I'm not I'm going to get a 10 mil, I think. I'm not going to buy a bottle. Certainly not at Marl's prices. They can fuck off with their fucking madness. Japanese plum wine has plums in the bottle. Delicious on the rocks, says Bob. Wine on the rocks, eh? Let's put nice in your wine. Rachel will be here in a minute. She'll be like, did somebody say put nice in your wine? I'll kill you. In Celine Nightclubbing, I get heavy neroli, but it's not listed. I really like plum in fragrance. I just wish they would bring plum Japonais back, says Ryan. And that would be nice. They won't do that though, it's too nice. I might have to go and dehydrate again, friends. The brands that get the most hate are Xerjoff, that's because they're shite. Apart from Damali, that's because they're shite. Mancera, that's because they're shite. And Montal, and that's because they're shite. And Lattafa, I never smelled them, but I'm pretty fucking confident to come out and declare that I think they're shite. I certainly hate all of them, Buzz. So fair play to you, to be honest. Agreed, DJ, says Fosco. I understand why people would take an interest in the branding of nose, but hate when it's obsessed over. Just tell me what you smell, says Fosco. A plum and cognac is nice. I tried a sample. Some vintage plum notes smell like hairy, unshaved body, says Pradeep, who has a hairy, unshaved body. Fosco, a good example with some certain vintage scents. A lot have a note of coconut, which is a typo in Fragrantica. Anyone who says they smell coconut in Bellamy, an example of smelling note lists, and have no idea what they're doing. If blueberry is something someone gets but not listed, who's to say they aren't getting blueberries? It's their own perception and their frame of reference. I'm going to dehydrate. I'll be back. I can't leave Lily in charge. She'll fucking let half the fucking people leave. Pradeep, you do something. Stop everybody. I'll be back, friends. I'll be back. Oh, I'm sore. It's medication day tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Proddy, fucking loads of people have left. Where were you? You were probably telling people to leave, were you? Anyone who says they smell of coconut of Bellamy. The power of suggestion. Sorry, my phone has stopped fucking recording comments. French lover has oud and iris notes according to Bourdon. Unrefined coconut oil smell is heavenly, says Brody. Hope things are all right, all things considered. Been thinking about the communities there. Sorry? DJ Ramsey claims the coconut is castor and mismarked on Fragrantica, says Tripler. I don't know what you think of Panadora. Rushing not order a set. No, I haven't. No, I've got enough sets at the minute. Hope things are all right, all things considered. Been thinking about the communities there, says Lily. Francesca ripped a lot of their shit off another database a long time ago. Scent should be smelt blind, no route lists. I let 3 people get past me last time, Bob. I'm on probation. What you smell is the truth to you. Don't be influenced by other people's opinions. I feel we have come to the point where many people get angry when they're not told what to do or smell. That is a wider societal point. French lover has oud and iris notes, according to Bourdon. I can smell the iris in it. Absolutely. Smell the iris in French lover. I know people who get upset when they see woody notes or fruit notes, but I kind of see that as more honest, says Fosco. I get upset when I see that. I'd prefer it. I'd prefer I understand it. I don't like it though, because for me, what it shows is that it's unrefined. It's a mark of modern perfumery standards slipping. I mean, it's a mark of it doesn't have cedar in it. It doesn't have oak in it. It doesn't have sandalwood in it. It's just a generic wood, you know? And it's like, fuck. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck, man? It's just a piss take. Exotic woods is the most offensive by far, though. Because that's just a completely abstract, made-up thing. I can still smell myself on my hand after 11 hours, says Peter. Yeah, and do you know what the worst part about that is? It's absolutely shite. I just want a 10ml of lipstick rose and can't get a deal anywhere, says Supply and Demand. Yes, Fosco, as it is, falls into something to expect with the exact thing is down to your perception. Hey there, humans need to dehydrate too. Make it less complicated for the customer. The music is awful, says Duchamp. Swedish wood, Duchamp, what about it? Get it right, it's up your alley. It'll be alright. So lots of noses are civilians, says Bob. French lover smells like Creed spice and wood to me, says Ryan. Well, the thing is, Pierre Bourdon probably made both of them. My probably favourite non-sweet scent right now is Aqua de Dora, says Buzz. Peter's here, gotta go, says Lily. Born to stand out, looks like an awesome house, says Supply and Demand. I feel wood notes and fruit notes could easily be called cedar and red berries and people wouldn't blink. Nothing changed about the scent, says DJ. Peter threw away Royal Oud and get French lover. He did, actually. He did actually buy it, but Peter bought a bottle of perfume. Can you fucking imagine it? Hermes gives me a I am better than you vibe in a very elegant, refined way, of course. I think that that Hermes essence line and that style of perfume, I think it's very much, I think it's a one-man show. I think it's a one-man, I think it's a one-man band. Um, I think that Eleanor does it and nobody else can do it. I'm glad Nigel's moving away from it, to be honest with you. I'm glad that she's moving away from it. I'm glad that she's doing her own thing. Violet Valenka gives me hope. If that's her style of perfumery, she should fucking go for it and go for it properly and be her own perfumer. That is a really good perfume. Like, I really enjoyed wearing that, you know. French Lover is my favourite mall, says Fosco. I like it as well. Galbanum, Angelica, Cedar. Une fleur cassée is nice. It's a bit filthy, but you like that kind of filthy thing, don't you, DJ? Hermes makes some of my best perfumes. Kalesh, Amazon, Hiris and Bellamy, says Margie. Promises in my top 3, says Splendid Man, but I'd never pay mall prices. That is a good one, DJ, says Fosco. Hello. I'm just going to send this bloke a message because he's been fucking pieing me off for a while. It's been a month since I last got in touch with him. The cunt. Hello. Don't use the C word, it's awful. Shut up, you cunt. Hello. How are you doing, Fragrance Journey? How you doing, Dino Baggio? What is happening? Fragrance Journey and Dino Baggio. How are you two? Zingers fly fast in the Rich Mitch Dome, says Buzz. I'm partial to Hermes myself. Pre-Elena, I'm partial to Hermes myself. Pre-Elena, Elena, post-Elena, all great in my opinion, says Fosco. Now, how can Rachel's kids listen along when you cuss so much? I mean, they shouldn't be listening in the first place. It's after the water supply. It's after the watershed, yeah? It's 9 o'clock. 9:30. 9:30. This is adult hour. This video is not made for kids. As YouTubers want to ask me. He swears like a sailor on WhatsApp. He reels it in on live streams. He's amazing. He can actually control it most of the time here. Every other word on WhatsApp says, I fucking love it, me. And I absolutely fucking love swearing. It's amazing. It's brilliant. Just picked up a few bottles. Ooh. Are you going to do a video? Fragrance Journey. I'm excited. What did you get? I believe it, Peter. Probably why he hasn't got monetized. Not asked about getting monetized. I tried a couple of times. Not something I'm going to... If it means that I can't swear, I don't want to be monetized. You know what I mean? If it means that I can't swear, what is life without swearing like fuck? Oh. FJ got me on that tree. I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is. Is a Peace Marine worth sampling? If I tried Declaration, I actually think it's closer to Eau de Hermes. Oh, excuse me. Neelam Vermeer. Ah, yes. Neela Vermeer. I would like to get their samples, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. I think they're expensive as well. I know you aren't asked, but other people are. I mean, this is not the right place for other people then, Lily. You know? We are the happy swearers, Lily. Just relaxing, mate. I had a back and forth with my boss today. Oh, a back and forth. That's Dino. That's Dino being. That's Dino being very diplomatic there. Tell me about your back and forth. Yes, Declaration is to Spice Marine. Good progression. Ugh. I like Trey, but €235 for 60 mil. Erica doesn't like Diaghilev. Does that break your heart, Duel? Even I like Diaghilev. Diaghilev's a brilliant perfume. It's somebody else's brilliant perfume. You know what I mean? I like that you do know. I like that you know when I'm serious when I do swear. I like that as well. I like that as well. I don't swear. Would you believe? And this is true as well for like when I'm on WhatsApp. I don't swear anything like as much as I used to when I was younger. I swear all the time, and I don't swear half as much as I did when I was younger. It has more force when you don't swear all the time. I just think it's. I just titillate us. I just think it's fun. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, dear Barbara. What's going on here? Diaghilev reminds me I had a waltz into the Roger boutique at Harrods and man, he asked some madness for some average sense. Yeah. Roger doesn't send out Diaghilev as it sells decently, allegedly. The scandalous bastard with his fucking prices. They're outrageous. His prices are absolutely batshit. Mikey Densmore, Oliver's Twist is Green Irish Tweed Imagination Nautica Competition and Ganymede. It's one of the best scents I've smelled all year, says Supply and Demand. Hello, Antonio Hobson, how are you? DJ, how dare you, sir, says Boz. Shocking, says Frank. How are you, Frank? How's the baby? How are you? How is everyone? I said it with chest, Boz. Frank, says Lily. Son of Hope, Hobson. Oh. I mean, if Erica doesn't like it, she doesn't like it. Burping the babe, says Frank. I will try to refrain from using not poor language. I will refrain from using colourful language, fruity language, as some people call it. Not sure I'd describe it as fruity, but there you are. Chest, I said it with chest. I had my Roger phase a while back when I started before I realised the bullshit, says DJ. Don't know why I keep yawning like this. Frank is wearing Burlington Arcade, I think. Yikes, how many more Erica types on the now on your YouTube? Yes, it's a sea of mediocrity out there, isn't it? As somebody who consumes fragrance content, there's not much fragrance content out there to consume. Bleed the freak, bleed the frog, says Buzz. Erica really nailed the old man scent video. Says Supply and Demand. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says about other fragrances apart from me. That's got to be the way it is, surely. It's got to be the way it is for all of us. You can take suggestions, you can take people's advice, you can rate people's opinions, but at the end of the day, it's your money. Why do I keep yawning? Erica, the influencer that influences absolutely nobody, says RXL. Oda Erica doesn't like Diaghilev. What about that, says Ashley Bissett. Maybe she doesn't like it, but maybe she doesn't like Mitsuko either. It's Mitsuko, the one that it copies, isn't it? Is it Mitsuko? It's not Samsara. It's not Shalimar. I think it's Mitsuko. If I made a YouTube channel, it would be stuff I hate and weird stuff and low-key stuff, says DJ, but that won't happen. You should do, mate. Pardon me. People who swear are more trustworthy, apparently, says Dino. That sounds all right. Only a matter of time before Demi keeps showing and overtakes Ashton. Demi keeps showing what? Well, like, more of herself. One Santa Maria novella I want to try is Peau d'Espagne, as I was listening to the audiobook of Ulysses, the fragrance is mentioned in one of the chapters. I didn't know Santa Maria was that old. Santa Maria novella is about 800 years old. Fair play for you for trying to listen to Ulysses, though. Fuck. It is an absolute tome. It is an absolute fucking tome. It's massive and it's dense. It's fucking dense, like reading a couple of pages a day kind of dense. It's a big, fat book. People who want to know the DJ content will find out if they are in the fold, says DJ. I trust Duck, says Frank. Balenciaga Pour-Homme, #1. Boss says, Erica, I'll smile into the camera. No one will care about what I say. And DJ keeps it a real lol. Hit the like for the Duck, says Margie Noir. Yes, if you would like to like the stream, friends, I would be eternally grateful. I shan't stand in your way or remonstrate with you. I want duck for dinner, says Boz. Well, you can't fucking have me for dinner. I'm lucky. The Boz, Erica doesn't have Brazilian body design, says Duchamp. No. Let's not get into what people's fucking bodies look like. Big fat book, says Pradeep. Audrey Jane's not here with her book. I'm so out of the loop and stuck in the era of Jimmy Quantrill. Jimmy Q was fucking awesome. Jimmy Q was responsible for my intro. Love Jimmy Q. You've got to be of a certain vintage to get the Jimmy Q. I couldn't believe it when he said he was turning 40. He looked like he was 25. He'd probably be closer to 50 now. I feel like Demi isn't being honest about her taste. No, of course she's not. Of course she's not. She gets paid to say what she says. That's the problem with all these people who take free bottles. They're being paid to say what they say. If you were to send these people samples, right, they wouldn't say the same things. If you were to cut off free bottles to these people, right, that get free bottles for review, their opinions would change mightily. They wouldn't be putting out the content. It's an what's an unvirtuous? It's not. What's the opposite of a virtuous circle? It's an unvirtuous circle. It's a death spiral, you know. What's your favourite Healy you own, Rich? I've only got two, so it's between Mauve Fraiche and Kelowna Finale, and I might have recency bias, but it might be Kelowna Finale. I do love Mauve Fraiche, though. Mauve Fraiche is fucking glorious. What a perfume that is. I spray my vanilla, yeah? Says Pradeep. Audrey Jane is fantastic, says Dushan. I'm 40 and people are blown away and think I'm 27. Well, I'm 37 and people are blown away and think I'm 50. So, so there you go. Doug, is Lancome Trophy worth 80 US with no box? Yes. Just don't ask for lots and lots of fucking performance from it, because it's not that type of fragrance. You'll have to reapply it after about 4 hours, but it's a good old fragrance, that. Are you getting it in this bottle? Oh, fudge. Are you getting it in this bottle? This is the older bottle. Comes in a different bottle now. I really enjoy it. I think it's really nice. Yes. Yes, it is worth $80. You compare it to other stuff that's out there for $80. Yes. They smell you and think you're over 60. Yes, they do. That's right. You're absolutely spot on. They do think I'm over 60. Yes, that bottle. Then yes, it's worth $80. Absolutely. Just make sure it's not off. It smells very 80s. It smells very exactly like you would think it smells. It's brilliant. Somebody has supported the channel on coffee. Who are you? Mysterious stranger. Oh. It won't let me find out. Ah, Phyllis. Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, Phyllis. I will enjoy my coffee. You are too kind. I've put the coffee link on the gaming channel as well. I was thinking about saving up for a PS5, but I don't necessarily need to be honest with you. I did buy this brand new ring light though, with the coffee. So thank you, friends. So many frag reviewers are just not trustworthy, or have that good knowledge and taste. Yes. I smell you and think you're 60. FDB is the shittest fragrance du bois. Yeah, they're pretty crap. Divine, welcome to you. I hope you are well. Saw this stream in the recommendations. That's nice. Watched one of your past ones with the other guy where you talked about the new mall. Brian put me on. Ah, Nose, no notes. Welcome, Divine. I hope you will enjoy yourself here. And thank you for watching. Hey, Duel, that annoying little countryman of yours just went live. Victor, it's a Serbian language stream, by the way, so don't think I'm working against you, Rich, says Boz. That's fine. You can watch other streams if you want. Please help. Is Flores Santal really close to Envy? Will it itch the scratch? Says Frank. Pass. Don't know. Hi, Margie. Sorry, I was multitasking. Never a great idea. In my case, says Ashley. I used to be Broken Theories and Copper Skies, but it's been years since Fosco. Apparently, he's discontinuing Canfield Cedar, Black Vines, and a few other fragrances, but I can't remember what they are. Definitely going to donate to the PS5 fund, says James. Don't worry, Ashley, I totally get it. Hope you're all well, says Margie. Yes, Fosco, like sniffing a 28-year-old girl wearing Le Bleu on a train in Eurasia. No video game can do that, says Bob. Duchan might start talking like that for fun, says Pradeep. I should get a PS5. That's right. I will when I can afford one. They're not cheap. I thought the prices would have come down. The thing with new technology like that, I do the same thing with everything. I do the same thing with cars. I do the same thing with... just review Soldier Boy's fragrance for the PS5. I can just tell you now that that's going to be shit. I just know that that's going to be shit. I can review that for you for free, mate. It's gonna be shit. I'd love to get a sample. I'd love to get a sample of it. I wouldn't take a free bottle, but I'd love to get a sample of it. But I just know it's gonna be shit. So is that Blue Atlas. That Blue Atlas is gonna be shit as well. Wait for the PS5 redesign prop coming Dune, says Frank. Well, the thing is, I like waiting for that technology for it to have been out for a while. Do you know what I mean? Because then what usually happens is they get the kinks worked out. What is Blue Atlas, says Fosco? It's one of them. It's an influencer fragrance. You know? It's a fragrance influencer fragrance. It's crap. Top 10, number 1 at all the top 10 lists and all of that sort of thing. Somebody's having a cough. I wore Carnal Flower and the woman next to me got 2 compliments today. People looked at me and thought, no, not him wearing a floral. That's outrageous. That's sexism. Atlantis is that overhyped shit product, says the boss. Blue Atlas is fake news, says RXL. Oh, God. I've got this Cavonia for my throat. It's got chlorhexidine in it. Wow. 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 Good Lord. That is potent stuff. Boss says, I call it Shitlantis. Ho ho. Finger guns. So when you're releasing 10 fragrance reviewers you can't stand, I don't think I need to at this point. It's not that I can't stand them as people. Don't like the things they say about perfume because it's bought and paid for. Do you know what I mean? Right. It's pointless, like, listening to these people because they'll tell you anything if you pay them enough. I got to try Cedrat Boisé. It's just another Aventus. I used to own Cedrat Boisé. Can you believe? Can you believe I used to own Cedrat Boisé? I sold it to Caboose Juice. That's fucking shit. Caboose Juice with his Caboose Juice with his shoebox of perfume. The legendary shoebox. What was the western terminus of the Orient Express? Germany? Nah, pass. How do I stop Miami Cologne blogger notice? What does that mean? Who's Miami Cologne blogger? Eugene Vintage Vids regarding Fragcon were the best, says Frank. Fruitier and more louder in my opinion, but it's not the same stratosphere and blend quality the top Aventus takes like Hachivat, Morning Chess, etc. Lily says, I met Boos. Get a pet and let it run about on the table for dynamics, it says Pradeep. I shan't. Not allowed pets. Not allowed pets in this house. Yeah, Divine is just another Aventus pretender mod. There's no point, I mean, just fucking, like, Aventus is the fragrance that fucking, what did they say about Helen of Troy? She fucking sailed 1,000 ships or something like that. Aventus is like that for, but like, for brands or perfumes. What games did you play growing up? GTA, Metal Gear Solid? Couldn't play Metal Gear Solid. I was fucking shit at it. Didn't have the patience for the same as like Tom Clancy, like Splinter Cell and all that sort of thing. Just didn't have the patience for it. Hachivat is just more amberwood and patchy pineapple, says Frank. Launched 1,000 ships, says Lily. Yes. Hachivat launched 1,000 Aventi. No, Aventus launched 1,000 perfumes. My fucking brain stopped working now. Cap Cedrad by L'Occitane is something I got, but I never use it now. It's just too boring. I used to have that. I'll give it to Richie G. Literally, companies were seeded by Aventus, says Pradeep. Yep. Entire brands. I saw an empty Hermescence bottle selling on eBay, says Spaced Out, and the leather from the cap came off. Don't know. Didn't know it was possible for that to happen. Possibly. I don't know why anybody would buy an empty bottle. I could sell an empty bottle of Pavarotti. To me, says Divine, Hachivat is a standard Chypre with a lot of oak moss. Hachivat Oud was very interesting, but the value does not at all align with the final product. For those that haven't smelled Hachivat Oud, think minty patchouli dry down, some oud in the top, some vanilla in the heart. If it was €325 for 100 ml, I'd buy it. But it's €525 for 50 ml. This seems to be like the new trend in perfume, just asking for stupid prices that don't reflect anything other than the Veblen, concept. Sorry, my throat's going. Cherry Creed, eh? Hope not. Hachivat is how you say it. Hajivat. Hajivat. How is it, Fosco? Smells like cherries and dark woods. Seems to be the new trend. Smell the new Creed Carmina. Cherries and dark woods. Oh God, dark woods. He's saying that to test me, to test my patience. Dark woods, exotic woods, amber woods, clear woods. Excuse me. Oh, I actually look forward to smelling Carmina. C is J in Turkish, says Boz. Yes, there is this ruby red creed. God. What do you think of School of Sense strategy? He definitely bought all of his subscribers. He's an arch bullshitter. What do you think of School of Sense strategy of releasing a fragrance mostly ignored, waiting for somebody of any influence to give it a good review, then announcing it's permanently out of stock? He's a snake oil salesman. An absolute bullshitter. Like, just total bullshit, him. I'm also looking forward to the new Matiere and Killian's, says Divine. I'm not sure about the new Matiere. I've never smelled anything by Matiere Premier that I liked. Maybe Radical Rose a little bit. DJ says the talking ballsack School of Scent. Yeah. I mean, he talks ballsack. Like, he talks bollocks. Literally talks bollocks. Don't think he's allowed around school, says DJ. Anyone like the Sense of Wood brands? I've heard a few people say they like it. Akigala Wood or Akigala Wood, as my Mickers used to say, God bless him. Just fun irritating to say at the same time. When I think cherry wood, I think Initio's Blessed Baccara type of profile. Blessed Baraka. I don't like Initio either. I think they're a bad brand. I've never smelled anything by them I liked. I smelled the new Killian though. I smelled Smoking Hot. It's alright. It's like Tobacco Vanille crossed with Amber Nargile. Ooh, but not as good as either of them. Yikes, how did he get 150k? He bought them. Even them gals couldn't. Yeah, he's full of bollocks. He's full of shit. The whole premise of him is just lies. When I think cherry wood, where old lady scents, so tip my opinion with a grain of salt, says Fosco. If Andrew Tate was made in a lab, he does look a bit like Andrew Tate. If Andrew Tate was made in a lab, School of Scent would be the leftovers, yeah. Yeah, he's got that vibe, hasn't he? Sense of Wood do NFTs, that's all you need to know. God. Oh, DJ, just want a 10ml of leather in bourbon, says Supply and Demand. I once had a nice dinner date with a young girl wearing a Ventus for her. She didn't spray and didn't smell a thing. School of Scent is way sexier than the girls, says Spaced Out. Oh God, my throat's giving up like. Yeah, he's full of shit. I think he's like totally full of shit. Like I don't even accept like the premise of anything he says. Like the fact that like as soon as he opens his mouth, it's like no, I just don't buy it. School of Sense has dropped a new video. Well, fuck that. Good night, Joe. Thank you. And goodbye. I'm going to go in a second. Our 2 hours is nearly up, friends. But good night, Joe. My throat is going mental. I will always love Chanel, but everyone has to admit they would never release something like "Oh No, I Love That Risk Taken." That's it. Dior have betrayed their kind of risk-taking roots. Oh God, what is going on with my throat? Fuck's sake! I keep going to cough. Same length as gaming stream, 5 hours. No. Kurdijan hasn't seen Risk in 5 years. I'd argue it's probably longer than that. I have School of Scents fragrance on the way, so we shall see how horrible his fragrances are, says RXL. Oh dear. Francis Curtis Divine, and the fact that we know that he can release interesting stuff, yeah, that kind of makes it worse, doesn't it? But not to worry. That's it, friends. I'm going. I'm tired. And my throat's giving up. So, I'm experiencing throat goat. Oh dear. I'm not a throat goat. Anyway. I'm off. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I appreciate all the likes. And I appreciate everyone commenting and hanging out with us. And I will see you all again soon.